So I'll start with a question. How many of you are nervous here? I mean, why would you be, right? I am the one who's speaking. So this is my first TEDx, so I'm a bit nervous. But, it feels great. 2-3 years ago, I was sitting there, and now I'm this side of the stage. It feels really great. I'll try to give my best. I'll try to share, what I've been building and, how I came here. So before that, I have one more question. How many of you feel confused in your life? I mean, at least how many of you feel confused, what to do in the next 2 to 3 years down the lane? Or, you don't know what you're doing something else in the college, but you want to be something else. Most of you, right? So, do you think that feeling ever goes away? No. And I will tell you a short story. So, 6 years ago, I stepped into IIT Gandhinagar, and my only thing was, I felt like I was on top of the world. I cracked IIT, now, I'm good to go. I can do anything in this world, and, I've achieved almost everything, right? But then realization hit. Then, in my first year, in my second year, in my third year, I was doing absolutely nothing except for playing cricket and, watching movies and then coding here and there a bit. But then I realized that, I wanted to make it big in life. I want to get a job. Then I got a job. And then, I got 40 LPA in Zomato. I worked hard. I worked there for one year. And then, I started content creation. And I'm doing good now. And then, I started a company. Now we have over 30 plus clients and, from all over the world. And we have 15 members team. Now, after all this, after 6 years of my journey, I still feel confused. I still feel confused about, what will I be doing over the next 1 year? What will I be doing, maybe let's say 6 months down the line. So the whole point is, no matter how good you do in life, no matter what you do in life, there's always this feeling, okay, what next? What next? That sound always comes up, right? Do you guys feel that as well? Yes. So the thing is, in this, 12 minutes of what I have, I will try to tell you, it's completely okay to feel lost in your 20s. So that's the title or whatever, of the gist of this talk. But I will also try to, help you guys understand or, how will I tackle it and, how I will come out of that feeling and still keep going. That's the motto of it. So I will start with a small story, which is mine. So 6 years ago, I was, like confused kid like you. I got into IIT. Now I was like, in first year, okay, let's get highest package in the college. Let's work hard. Let's get a good package. Let's get a good job. And then, life will be good. And then coming to second year, I felt like, oh, this is not something maybe I wanted to do. Let's try something else. Let's study for even for more years. Let's try, studying more. Let's go to MTech. Let's go to another IIT. Let's do GATE. How many of you want to do GATE here? Most of you. So I am there, right? So I used to feel like, let's do GATE. Let's go into IIT and enjoy 2 more years of life. I'm just postponing real life. So then I felt like in my second year, I was thinking to pursue GATE. Then in third year, okay, let's leave all of this. Let's become IAS or IPS. Let's become that UPSC guy or, I'm not kidding. I even downloaded all the NCRT's PDF materials and, I prepared for 2 months. And then I realized, okay, this is not for me. I cannot be that person, who reads all of this and, then gives 2-3 years prime of his life. And then what if I did not get a seat, right? So then all of that hard work would be kind of waste or something of that sort. So then I realized I'll work 1 year in corporate or in software job or something. Then with that experience, I can take a break and, prepare for UPSC. Now that was my mind in my third year. And in third year, I got an internship. That's basic 20,000 per month internship. I got a PPO as well. It's 13 LPA or something. I'm saying numbers, to make you understand the scale of it. That's it. Nothing of that sort. So then I got a PPO. In my third year, I had a placement offer, which is 13 LPA, but I still rejected it. And I sat for my placements with, I don't know with what confidence I had. And even, to be honest, I'm not that good at, coding and stuff like that. I do a bit okay, but I'm not that good. So even with, that little confidence I had, I sat in placements, I cracked a good job. And then, I got into Zomato. I started working in Zomato for 1 year. I started content creation parallelly. So in all of this, I still feel, I still felt confused of, what to do. I just went with the gut feeling of, I will figure it out. So that's what my mind used to tell me. Now, why I told this story is, see, 6 years down the line, I am here doing a bit, to be honest, I'm living my dream life. I can go wherever I want. I like traveling, so I travel whenever I want. Recently we went to Isha, recently we went to Ooty as well. So the thing is, I am living my dream life, but I still have that doubt, right? So in the last 6 years, only thing the thing I had clarity is about cricket. How many of you like cricket? I see mostly girls here, but still they are saying. So how many of you love sports? It can be anything, right? Badminton, anything, sports. So the only thing I had, very much interested in is sports, especially cricket. So I'm a sports guy. So in my 4 years of college, if I had any clarity regarding anything is, playing cricket for my college, not getting a proper job, not getting, not highest package or whatever it is, not even starting YouTube. So by the way, I did not even watch YouTube till my third year, except for that, one night batting, right? For the gate smashers, those channels you might guys also know, right? We learn more from YouTube than college. I think most of us does that. So I also belong to same category. So that happens, and then, my only goal is I want to play cricket for my college. That's the only goal. Now I don't know how. So when I went into IIT Gandhinagar, I know that there will be less competition because the strength is less. So that is one of the prime reason I chose Gandhinagar over Kharagpur. So then, I worked really hard. I went there, every day I used to go to ground. Even when my friends are, chilling on Sundays in room by watching movies, stuff like that, I used to go in the hot sun and, play for 4 hours straight. My whole energy used to be drained. But still I went there, I showed up because that's my dream. If I don't fight for it, who else will? Because that's the only thing, I had clarity on. I have that goal, right? So I want to make my 16-year-old, 14-year-old proud. So I went there, I got selected in my first year. So for those of you who don't know, there will be something called inter-IIT tournaments where all 23 IITs will compete in a tournament for 1 month in December, every year. So that happened. I got selected in my first year. Then COVID happened, 2 years, nothing happened. And even in my fourth year, I played for my college. We went to IIT Roorkee. So why I am saying this is, the only clarity I had is cricket. Now, it might be anything for you guys, right? The only thing that you might have clarity right now in life can be, let's say, creating content, or let's say playing some other sport, or let's say pursuing another field. I was talking to one of the our volunteer here. She said she loved journalism, but her parents are not agreeing. So some or the other thing, you might have some or the other thing, right? Now you might need not figure out everything about that particular thing. You just do it for the sake of it. You just do it for the the fulfillment that you get, right? The satisfaction that you get while doing it. Now what it teaches you. Now I will say how cricket helped me get my job. So I will you will get to understand them. So thing is, while playing cricket, I used to go every day. Cricket taught me discipline. Cricket taught me being consistent. Cricket kind of taught me, how to be friends with everyone. In my cricket team, I am the only one who speaks Telugu. In fact, I am the only one who's from South India. Everyone are from rest of the parts of India. So it made me, come out of my comfort zone, talk in Hindi, become friends with everybody else. I mean, who doesn't share our cultural aspects or some of the other thing. But still, I had a great bond with everybody on the field, off the field. So the whole point is, cricket taught me something of about myself, that what I'm good at, what I'm not good at. So that thing. So whatever you love, right? Whatever you have that ick or something, right? See, it need not do anything with monetization. It need not do anything with your life or anything. If you feel, there is something that you can pursue for 2 hours a day or 1 hour a day, do that. Irrespective of what you're getting out of it, if you're getting satisfaction, that's the most important thing, do that. So that's what I did. I gave my best, I got selected. And when I said, right, I got 13 LP offer and I rejected it. Now, I just have 3 months left and I need to crack a good job. I mean, given the case, I'm from IT, that the companies will be, really good there. So I have that advantage there. So why not lose it? So I have that advantage. I tried to, take advantage of it. So I, worked hard for 3 months. I used to go to college. I used to go to cricket still, because in December we'll have a tournament, right? So from July to October, I have, the time to get a really good job. So I tried my best. I used to work hard. I used to play for cricket 3 to 4 hours a day. I used to feel exhausted, but I still used to show up. Now that's what cricket taught me. That's what pushing my limits, working. See, it's not a joke to go every day, for 3 hours in the ground and running 2 kilometers as warm up, and then, stretching for half an hour and then playing cricket for 2 hours. It feels tiring. It feels good for 1 day. It feels good for 1 week, but you need conviction. You need commitment to do that. So when you love something, you have to show up for it, right? So that's what cricket taught me. Now the whole point of this story is, you might have something like what cricket is to me, you might have something like that in your life. So pursue that. Now, the challenge here is, how many of you know what your passion is? You need not say that out, you just raise your hand, right? So, few of you. So that's a good thing. See, the thing is, when you knowing, I will try to explain how to find your passion and then what to do with your passion as well. So finding your passion comes out, in different forms. There's no one particular roadmap to follow or something like that. I just love cricket, so I know that, I'm not saying cricket is my passion or something. I just love to play cricket. Now, it might be anything for you. Now, how to find passion is, the standard templated answer is explore. Now people say explore things, but how do you explore, right? So when most of you will be like, okay, if I explore, what will happen? No, I have an assignment. I don't have time. People will be saying I don't have time, but they'll be watching nine seasons of Korean series, 9 seasons of movie series, or they'll just go for walks, campus walks. So see, in engineering, if you say I don't have time, that's the biggest lie I think you'll ever listen, because Saturday, Sunday's off. Maybe you'll be going from 9 to 5, even let's say 9 to 6. What do you do with the rest of the time, right? So you'll have time if you set your priorities right. So the thing is, explore certain things, and you'll find something that you really feel content with. As in, no matter it does not give you initial results as well. Like it need not give you any monetary benefits as well, but you still feel doing it. You still feel doing it for the sake of it, right? That might be your thing. Now again, you might find it no, I'm not good at this at the later stage, but still try it. And the second way is if somebody comes to you and says, hey, how do you do this? You do this really good. I feel very, very hard to do this, or, like most of us feel very hard, but you do this really good. How is that? So when somebody says that, try to understand that you are naturally good at that. So if you're naturally good at that, then, you can take the advantage of it. Yeah, irrespective of you like it or not, maybe you will find the liking of it eventually. So the whole point is, once you find what you love, I will tell you what you, like in case if you don't find that as well in a bit. So analyze that. Is your passion something that you can monetize? Because most people will be like, no, I'll follow my passion, You cannot follow your passion and live a meaningful life after a couple of years. You'll feel, okay, this is not getting me anywhere. What will I do with my passion? I mean, there will be very few people who will be very satisfied with it, at least from my perspective. So you should be able to monetize it, or you should be able to make a living out of it, right? So until unless, what's the point? If I feel like, oh, cricket is my passion, I will try it, keep on continuing it till, let's say 10, 15 years. I wouldn't be even in the Ranji team. I know that. Because that's the limit of it. That's the limit of my passion. I cannot do much more than that. So this is, how you would differentiate between having a passion and working towards it. Now, it's not like, you only have one passion, right? You'll have many interests. Like it might need not be, something that you really love, but you might have some other interest, right, to try it out. So that's how my content creation started. So I'll tell you the situation, right? I got the job, I got placed. In November, December, I have free time. I went to IIT. The 4 years were great. Now I have one last semester in college. What to do? I mean, I really did enjoy, with my friends, doing night outs, watching movies, going there, playing, studying, everything. I have a job. Now I have everything. What to do now? Now I have nothing else to do. I can just waste time for the 6 months, but instead I chose to, start creating content. Now why? Because again, there used to be that I used to randomly, I didn't used to sleep till 3 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning. I used to think, my brain used to think about that. So whenever, so this is one more sign. If you are constantly feeling, if you're constantly thinking about something for weeks, right, then try it out. Just try it out for, next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Let's say even the results are not showing, just try it out, because you will feel much better once you do it, rather than, having the regret of not doing what you could have done, and it might have changed your life, which in my case is true. So again, all I'm trying to say is, I used to have that tick. Why there are, very few people creating content in Telugu regarding edtech or, careers or whatever. And especially if you see in IITs, most of the people are from Telugu states. How many are from Narayana, Chaitanya? Almost all of them, right? So even I am from Narayana. So most of us, used to work so hard some of us from 8th, 9th, 10th IIT coaching and stuff like that. So you will see easily most of the people are from Telugu states, but yet there are I don't even know if there is any channel from IIT who speaks Telugu and, makes content regarding this. But if you go to, you see Hindi creators, English creators, there are a hell lot of them. So why not, be that guy? I saw an opportunity, to be honest. It's not as if, I'm talking as a saint. Okay, I will share my knowledge, I'll help students. That part is there, but that does not, I also need to, see, right, where I'm spending my time, what will happen if it does not work out. I saw an opportunity. Of, how that would lead me. So I went all in. For the next 6 months, I went all in and, gave my best. For 6 months, there are no results, right? There are no results, nothing, but I still showed up, because I used to love that process. I used to love, that creative juices flowing out of me. I used to sit at 12 a.m. in the night and used to edit till 5 a.m. I am the editor, thumbnail designer, everything, content writer, script writer, shooting, everything. If you see my initial videos, they'll be very bad. I used to shoot with my OnePlus phone. So the whole thing is, I still showed up, because I wanted to explore it. I wanted to go all in. And finally, one last, one video got clicked, and eventually people started to watch my videos. Then it got me more like I felt more encouraging, and then I started. And 3 years down the line, I am here now. Almost with 6 lakh followers across socials, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and I am here now. If I hadn't pursued that, and like thinking, okay, I will start one day, or what will happen, or let's try this some other time, I wouldn't have, found out a much better time than my last college semester. So that was my story. Now I worked in, I was working in Zomato. I was creating content for 1 year. Now I felt, now is the time to come to Hyderabad and start something of my own or that sorts. Then, now I would like to leave you guys with one more thing. I have mentioned about, feeling confused is fine, finding out your passion and stuff like that. But then in this whole process, right, there will be opportunities, knocking your door. Now, this is also one of the important steps of you realizing what opportunities to take on and what to let go. Most of the times we feel, saying no is more important, but we don't realize that. We just feel, okay, what if they might get hurt? What if, they might feel bad about it, or, something. Even in college, we might try to do some bad friendships for the sake of it, or, do something bad just for the sake of it, or, just to be a part of that group to fit in. So don't try to do that if your brain and heart are saying, no, this is not something that I would do usually. Just let go of it, say no, it's fine. Momentarily you might feel, okay, I might have done something bad, okay, they won't talk to me, or, I know I won't be a part of this. Leave that, that's fine. Light opportunities will come, keep coming down. So that's one, like, similarly, when I'm in this situation, I got an opportunity of, building my own company with the 2 other creators, Nihar and Vasant. Nihar reached out to me, we talked for 1 hour, and he said, let's build something of our own in Telugu states. That idea felt like, good. Like it's like too good to be true. I'm just a college student, graduated 1 year ago, founding my own company, starting my company. It felt too good to be true. And before that, we started a company as well with Praveen Singampalli. He teaches DevOps. So we started a company, but we closed it in 3 months because we did not do proper market validation and stuff like that. And I was the CTO kind of thing back then, but I don't think I'm the right person for it. But then again, I realized my mistake. So that was a bad opportunity I said yes to, but I learned from it. So next time when the same opportunity came to me, I realized, and I thought, okay, this is something where my heart lies. This is something I want to pursue. And I wanted to do MBA as well. So anyways, at the worst case, right, you have to weigh all the pros and cons. Even for the worst case, let's say we tried this for 1 year, 2 years, and nothing went up, but I'll still have that real life experience of building a company. Now, we started 1 year ago, and we have 15-member team, completely remote team. We have worked with 30+ clients across the world, from US, Dubai, Germany. We build websites, apps, and AI solutions. We provide social media marketing. So we are learning each day. We are pushing ourselves. So all of this was done by a confused, 18-year-old who went to IIT. Now, if you ask me 6 years ago, I wouldn't even believe that this would be me. I wouldn't even believe in my 3rd year that I would be starting a YouTube channel, right? So I am as confused as you guys, but it's just that I kept pushing myself. I kept pushing myself towards that ick that I have, or that one unfulfilled dream that I have. So I was just figuring it out on the way. So the whole conclusion is, if you are feeling confused, it's fine. But what you should be doing, I'll rephrase it again. If you are feeling confused, it's fine, but doing nothing about it is not fine. So, if you're feeling confused, it's fine. Take 1 step a day, right? You need not figure out, okay, let's say if you're in 2nd years, most of you will be worrying about, oh, what will I do? How will I get a good package in 4th year? You'll start worrying about unnecessary things. It does not matter. No matter how sad or, you feel about that, it does not change the outcome of it. So instead, think about, I'm in my 2nd year. What can I do for the next 3 months to improve myself? What can I do for the next 1 week to get started? So that is what I wanted to tell you guys. Don't, see 2 years, 3 years down the line. If you're confused, it's fine. Everybody is confused in life. Even Elon Musk is confused in life. Nikhil Kamath is confused in life. They are like, okay, whom should I bring for next podcast? What should I do next? How can I send people to Mars? Everybody is figuring out some of the other stuff. So no matter, even if you give you 100 crores now, you will be bored out of, if you have nothing to do, you will be completely bored. So the point is, have a purpose, push one day at a time. Eventually you'll figure things out, and hopefully one day some of you guys will be here speaking to that side of the audience. So yeah, thank you.